Welcome to the first Alchemist Cast, Alchemist Podcast. I appreciate the Alchemist gang for tuning in. You'll now be able to listen to this audio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or you can just listen to your ears. You don't gotta watch it on YouTube video. So I really hope this is something beneficial for you. I'm trying to try something new. So I won't do too much talking, but basically with this podcast, my podcasts are going to be surfacing around the self-development, mindset, relationships, bettering yourself, masculine, feminine energy, things like that. Just pretty much what I talk about on my channel, but going more in depth, longer conversations, okay? But pretty much today, you are a very powerful person. You are a natural creative. Everyone's a creative. Everyone has a creative ability about themselves that you just have to tap into. And I'm only saying this from a point of I really felt like at one point in my life I just was not a creative. I didn't think I was good at anything. I thought I was like 50% good at everything. That's how I used to look at it. Like, man, I'm good at this, and this, but I'm not 100% at anything. And this is how I used to think growing up, like a lot. I was like, man, I want to be good at something. It would people around me would be good at, you know what I mean? And I was young, comparing myself to everybody, and that was the problem. And like, think about this. Let's say I feel like everyone tries to like subconsciously compare themselves to people nowadays. Like, think about it. If we didn't have social media, what would you wear? What would you generally be wearing if you didn't have social media? And some of y'all are like, I still wearing the same. But you don't realize how much social media has an influence on you, on your mind as a person. So when you step away from it or you really tap in with yourself, you realize there's things about yourself you didn't know you had, or you think a way you didn't know that you thought, because you're a natural creator. You naturally are every day thinking of new stuff, thinking of new things, and whatever you're thinking is coming to reality. You're creating your reality as we speak. You know what I mean? And whenever time you speak, it's a form of expression. It's a form of creativity, whether that's through singing, through talking, through whatever, writing, whatever you do. So it comes down to you're a natural creative, but how do you tap into that creative energy? How do you express that creative energy? Through what outlet? You know what I mean? And a lot of us don't know what it is, and that falls into what is my purpose? What can you wake up every day and do and make you feel good, like for free? Like, yeah, but when you get up, you just know you finna have a good day. What could you do for a living that will be genuinely happy, not just because it's going to bring you money, you know? And that's part of naturally being a creative. That's the good thing, though. That's literally the good thing. If you listen to this right now, you're a natural creative. You're meant to be listening to this podcast. You want to better yourself. This is like steps you're taking by listening to this. You didn't have to listen to this. You could have clicked off already. You're going to a level in your life. You're going through a metamorphosis where you're supposed to realize your genius, realize how creative you are, realize how much of potential you have in this world, and this is not naive shit. Like, everybody that literally has these abilities, it really comes down to going within yourself. You're probably like, how do I go within myself? You just need to take the time to journal or take the time to talk to yourself. Literally talking to yourself in your room, talking to God. Like, it's, man, ever since I started like becoming a man of God, I realized that this stuff all makes sense. Everything makes sense, bro. Like, it's like things fall into your lap. You know what I mean? Things just fall together and everything makes sense. What you're here for, what you're supposed to do, just comes together. You know what I mean? I don't want to get on the whole religion and stuff standpoint, because I'm not really religious, but I stand on what I believe. I believe in there's a higher force of energy. I believe in us being multidimensional, being co-creating our own reality, physical manifestations of God. We are a God. We are God, but we're not the God. And if I lost you there, that's fine. This is my personal perspective, and eventually you might come to terms with it and you might not. But I'm not gonna get mad at you for how you feel about what you believe in, because we all have our own perceptions. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to realizing who you are, what's keeping you going, and what is your strong why. What is your why for why you're keeping going? What's your why for wanting to be a better your life? What's your why of trying to be more creative? What's your why of trying to step into your purpose? Oh, I want to be rich. I want to get my family out the dunes. Whatever it is, okay. Is that why going to be? Is it going to get you through them hard times? Because a lot of us want to do stuff that we think is our thing, but we doing it because our man's doing it. We doing it because we see everyone else is doing it, or we do it because we feel like it's a trend, or we do it because we feel like it's something we should be doing. Because if we do what we want to do, people gonna laugh. People they're gonna say something. Bro, do what you want to do. Like, whatever you feel you have a passion for, or something you feel like you can really be good in, or something that can possibly go somewhere, do it. Because like at the end of the day, people are gonna judge you regardless. Regardless, they can't get mad because they're not even doing what they want to do. So it's just like, let them judge because they're not even doing what they want to do. They're in the same mindset. You know what I mean? So it just really comes down to just saying F it and just do what you want to do. Do what you feel like is gonna make your heart sing. Because at the end of the day, bro, all we have is time. That's all you got. The average human lifespan is 75 years. So you got what, 75 autumn, 75 springs, whatever. Like, it's not a lot. And Some people didn't even make it that. So you got to really become terms of being grateful and appreciate for this. You have this ability to experience the world and life and reality right now. Experience the psychedelic experience. You need to appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let it soak in, because we don't get this. We don't get this forever. You're natural creative. Your mind is powerful. Whatever you think comes into reality, right? So when you really start to ask yourself questions, this is when you really start to get answers, because you're literally your own creator. You are a creator. You're a creator. Like, think about that. You're a creator. Whatever you think or say and believe literally comes into reality. You never just thought about that, and then you're like, oh, well, I know, but I don't think you really know. When you really take accountability for who you are, you just really keep it real with yourself. Keep it a beam with yourself, bro. You're probably not where you want to be. You could be further. You could be doing more. And yeah, it's normal to flip back into old ways of living. That's perfectly fine, as long as you don't lose your focus. You don't lose your vision. You don't lose where you're supposed to go, or where you're trying to go. Because some of us don't have a target. It's better to aim somewhere than aim nowhere. Because if you aim nowhere, where are you gonna hit? You're gonna hit nowhere. You're gonna hit nothing. If you're aiming at nothing, you're gonna hit nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you kind of have to have something in the air, something that you're trying to reach towards. Because the thing I realized, I did this myself, perfectionism. Oh, I got this song, gotta be perfect. This video has to be perfect. If I do this has to be perfect. I gotta do this, gotta be perfect. If I do start this, it gotta be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. You only can do it in the best ability you can, that you know at that time. And then as you keep doing it, you learn new things as you go. Because that's our problem. We learn and research so much stuff instead of actually taking action on it. Like, you can hear this, but you're like, all right, this is right. But are you actually going to try to just record that song, record your first song, or record your first video, or do your first podcast? Whatever it is, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be how you probably want it to be. It's probably not going to be how in a year from now you're like, man, that was such a man. You know what I mean? You're going to correct yourself, but there's always room for improvement. Everyone starts at the bottom. Everyone starts somewhere. And once you really come to terms with this, and you really just start to believe and trust in yourself, bro, the game literally changes. Because it's just like, your self-belief is all you really need. I had to realize this because I feel like I wanted the validation, or I needed the approval from the people around me to know if I was doing the right thing. But realistically, all I needed approval was from myself, and then their approval just is a plus. And it takes a lot to get to that point. I'm not gonna lie, but everyone can get there. And some people have gotten there or been there at one point and lost it. So it really comes down to stepping into your power, realizing who you are. You are a natural creative. You are constantly creating. You're constantly making a change and a ripple effect in the universe. Every time you speak, think it's a ripple effect. Like, you throw like a stone in the goddamn ocean or a pond, it makes a ripple. You're literally doing a ripple by every little movement you make. So once you realize this and become aware in terms of this, things will improve. Things will be shown to you, and things will start to make sense, because things are not going to always make sense. And I realized he gave me a message the other day. He was like, there's a reason why I don't want you to know what's going on right now. There's a reason why you're like so lost, or you're unaware of what's going on right now. It's because you're not supposed to know. It's a test to see if you have faith in what's going on around you. And I'm like, damn, that's tough. But once God realized, you have the faith and you're passing the test, things will be revealed to you when you're least expected. The things that didn't make sense before start to make sense in the present. You just kind of got to get used to being in the present moment. Get used to thinking of an optimistic mindset instead of pessimistic, because when you expect positivity, that's what you're going to get. If you expect a negative outcome, that's what you're going to get. You get what I mean? Because you're a creator. You're naturally creative. You naturally have the ability to create. And sometimes you got to find out what is your way of expressing that, whether that's through talking, music, or video production, whatever it is. So once you find that, that's the key. And doors start to open, okay? But I really appreciate y'all for tuning into the Alchemist Cast today. This was the first cast. I just testing the water, see how this goes, see how you guys like it. You know what I mean? I got some more interesting topics coming from y'all. Y'all can watch this on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, watch it on Spotify or, Apple, whatever you watching is on. Follow my socials, TikTok, all that, whatever. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed day. Keep raising vibrations. I'm out. Peace.